right now we're on our way to Tetnall Street in Dudley. Dudley being the centre of the universe, and it's an industrial unit. And what I'm going to go over is how I acquired this property with zero of my own money in the deal, using some deal structures, a couple of different strategies put in there so that we can investors can make money, we can make money. And basically it's just showing you how you can turn profits on these things without needing to put loads of down payment in there, and it's more to do with contracts than it is to do with developments and putting loads of effort into turning the property into something that it isn't. When I started investing in property myself, this was before I had some mindset shift on how society functioned and how culture was sort of a barrier to self-expression and creativity and everything. But when I started investing in property, I didn't have any cash, I didn't have any capital. So what that made me do is learn how to think. And when you go into everything in life, not just property in general, but when you go into everything in life with the mindset that anything can be done, there's no rules or although there are written rules of law to say that so that we don't trespass on each other's property and blah blah blah, you can think however you like. And in property in general, because this is the context we're talking about, most people think you need to save a big deposit, buy the property, rent it out, sell it, whatever you're going to do with it. I'll show you here on this deal how you can acquire with no money, how you can use contracts rather than having legal title of it, in order to make yourself £50,000-60,000. That's twice the average salary here in the UK. So the first thing you'll probably notice is how much of a dive the property is, and there's a bit of a misconception that you need properties to look a certain way and they need to be developed to be easy on the eye, right? Complete myth. Once again, there's no rules here. From my experience, these type of properties are where the money is at. So this used to be builders merchants, and as you can see, they've left the tiles. Ugly, very, very ugly, but let's walk through the deal. So, I was at the gym and I was sitting in the sauna, and a guy come up to me and said, "I heard you're in property." And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, I'm selling one up the road. Do you want to come and look at it?" So, within half an hour, I was up here, 5 minutes up the road, and we agreed, shook on it, that I would pay him his asking price of £240,000, providing I could get £25,000 in his bank within 7 working days. That was doable. Now, I know at the beginning of the video we said we were going to do this with no money down, so this is how I did that. I rang up an investor friend of mine and I said, "Would you be open to lending me £25,000 for a 10% return over 6 months?" So that's £2,500 over 6 months on top of the 25 grand. She said yes, and that's how we got the £25,000 together to lock down this deal for 25 grand, £240,000 total price. So a personal preference of mine is commercial and industrial property, because the tenants generally take care of everything themselves via a fully repairing and insuring lease. So I don't need to be doing the development refurbishment work myself. If there's a negotiation to be done with a tenant, I'll happily give him a couple of months free rent in order to come and move the property into the state it needs to be in to suit his business. Because if I do the refurbishment work, it's probably not going to be up to his standard, what he wants, particularly in the industrial arena. They need to do it themselves. So I'm happy to give them a couple of months free rent, up to 6 months sometimes, in order to convert the property to their specific standard. Okay, that's it for the property. Not really much to look at, nothing special, but it's about being able to think creatively That is what sets yourself free of yourself, your conditioning, and allows you to become that sovereign citizen that we're talking about here at Thinking Wealth. Back to the car. So that's the property, and this is a basic overview, right? So, and before I go through the numbers again, this isn't about the numbers per se, right? This is more about thinking in such a way that there is no box. So we talk about being outside of the box and the average person being inside of the box. There is no box. There was never a box. Okay, it's culture and society that's created boxes. So all this is to do with thinking. It's to do with freeing ourselves up of our own limiting belief systems, right? So this property, it cost me nothing up front. There was a little bit of stress with solicitors and all that standard stuff. We managed to turn a profit of between £60,000 and £90,000. It depends how long I'm prepared to wait. All to do with contracts, nothing to do with acquisition, nothing to do with getting mortgages and all that stuff. Not needed if you don't want them, okay? And this is why it's so important for Thinking Wealth subscribers, because it's more to do with how we're thinking, the mindset behind everything, the value of sovereignty and freedom. That's the most important part about all this. The property itself is just a vehicle. The cryptocurrency itself, just a vehicle. The precious metals that we talk about in the investing section of the Thinking Wealth is sort of our insurance policy against society's inversion of what money is and what currency is, right? So all this is just a vehicle for your own freedom, for your own sovereignty. That's what we're trying to drive into our subscribers here at Thinking Wealth. If you're interested in subscribing, please click on the link below the video. Really looking forward to having you there. 1 week free trial. Alright, mate.
Oh.
Alright, pal.
Yeah, good. Are you, have you got some free time to meet up with an investor?
Yes, mate. When are you thinking about?
Well, whenever really. When can you do?
Evenings are good, weekends are good, afternoons usually.
Afternoons, evenings, or weekends?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm flexible, man. You just let me know if it's an important meeting. What are we saying? Has she got access to funding or?
Yeah, he's got him and his sister have got 2 houses and 2 flats that they let out. One's fully full, and he wants to basically remortgage and get some cash back out and reinvest it.
Right. Okay. Yes, mate. Just let me know. Arrange it with him, and I'm flexible. I'll get there.
Okay. Sound. All right. Leave it with me. I'll let you know what gets sorted.
All right, mate. Nice one. See you in a bit.
In a bit.